Digital 410 Productions proudly presents the Waterman and D-Train Show.
Digitized live from the ACT Computer Studios in Cape Coral, Florida, it's the Waterman and D-Train Show.
We're back, and for those of you who were waiting for the big reveal to see if Dave showed up for tonight's episode after our little meltdown on local radio on Friday, he's back. But you'll see there's another sexy face in the room.
Yeah, dude.
Our boy Bill from the Unsupervised Podcast is sitting in because Gordon, our news guy, he decided it was a good time of year to have his floors remodeled.
Damn.
And I tell you, if you're going to have your floors remodeled, you might as well go ahead and move out of your house.
Yeah, no doubt.
But we're not going to stop there. We're going to get this train rolling right out the gate because joining us live from L.A., California.
Nice.
He's a movie star. He's a producer. He's a director. He's an all-around good guy. I met him on the set for the movie Walking Point. You've heard me ramble on about it for almost a year now. They just recently had their private premiere, but he also just released his own short film on YouTube. You can see that on our Facebook page, and I will post it along with this episode on the d-410.com. Mr. Lou Wegner. Lou, how are you doing tonight?
Hey guys, I'm doing great. How you doing?
Fantastic. Hey, thanks for joining us, and thanks for hanging out.
No, thank you guys for having me, and thanks to everyone who's listening. I'm super stoked to be here. This is awesome.
Right on, Lou. Hell yeah.
Now, Lou is one hell of a nice guy. Like I said, we met on a little project you were doing that just had its premiere out in Houston, Texas, called Walking Point, the movie. It's a story about a young Marine Corps private in World War II who was assigned a Doberman war dog. One thing, even though I'm a World War II guy, the one thing I did not know is that all those war dogs were donated by families. The Marine Corps did not have their own kennel system yet. And so people in America, if they had a dog that was responsive, that was well-behaved, and that could follow commands, they would literally take it down to the recruitment center like you would your child. Wow. And say, here, take my dog, let him fight for our freedom. And that's what the movie Walking Point, the movie's about. You there, Lou?
When you see the movie, and oh my gosh, I wish you could have come to the screening. It was so good. I was blown away. As an actor, you're always nervous about how it's going to look and how your performance is, and you could literally get handed an Oscar and you're still going to find everything wrong with your performance. But genuinely, this movie is so incredible, and that's exactly what it is. The movie tells the story of Duke, and Duke gets taken away from his family and his owners, and especially his best friend, who's Tommy, this kid, and gets sent right into it with the Marines. And I play Private John Markle, and Duke becomes basically my partner. And I can't really give away much more than that if you haven't seen the film, but it is amazing, and it's going to be in film festivals all over the country. So if it's in any town near anybody, you guys should definitely go give it a watch, because it is definitely something worth watching.
You know what I think is amazing is how you got into acting. Luke, for starters, as you know, I'm from Columbus, just like you are. We have a lot of listeners and a lot of viewers on Facebook and on YouTube who are from the Columbus area. And explain to our audience how you got into acting, because this is one of the stories you used to hear a lot, but you don't hear too much now. It's a crazy story.
Yeah, no, it's really it's so random. Basically, I was at the convention center, at the Columbus Convention Center, and I was there for the Arnold Classics, and there was a volleyball tournament, and I was fencing, and this guy approached me who was looking for basically fencers for this TV show, which happened to be Modern Family. I had
sword
no
fighting,
idea.
Dave, not selling stolen property, but fencing like sword fighting.
Yeah,
I know you're more familiar with the stolen side.
Yeah, absolutely.
Columbus actually has a huge fencing community.
Yeah. I'm like a little gangster.
But yeah, so they were looking for a child actor to play the role of a fencer for the pilot episode of Modern Family.
It was actually, they had already shot the pilot. It was the 6th episode of the first season. And it was, I had no idea what this was. I had no idea. I didn't know anything about acting. I loved movies, so I was interested, but I was 12 years old. So I went up to my parents. I was kind of like, I don't know who this guy is, but he wants me to go audition to shoot this TV show. And, of course, my dad was hesitant, and my mom was like, oh, my gosh, you got to do this. This would be so cool. And luckily, they were on board, and they supported me. And getting to California to do this, and I shot this basically featured role on this big TV show, and just absolutely fell in love with it. And that same producer helped me get into get an agency and get a manager, and helped me get auditioning and got my feet wet, and then I just started working from there, and I've been doing it ever since.
So that happened in 2009. Here we are 10 years later, and you have 23 acting credits to your name in a short 10 years.
Yeah.
And that's not even counting.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's not even counting your production credits. And
That's good, man. That's good, especially being in LA. I mean, there's a lot of competition out there.
Well, and that's one of the things that I wanted to ask you is where your motor came from, because let's be honest, since the dawn of television, there have been child actors.
Mm-hmm.
And most of them do one or two parts with the, exception of the ones we all know. But so obviously getting the role on a TV show is just step one. If you don't have the chops, or more importantly, the motor and the desire,
Oh, yeah.
you can be a great actor, but if you don't have your wits about you and have the ability to show up on work and do the work and keep your nose clean, you're not going to have a career like Lou has produced in a short 10 years. Where do you get your motor from?
I being here 10 years, I've had many friends come and go. Sadly, they come out, they come for a couple of years, it doesn't work out, or they make a little headway, and they're still not doing quite what they want to be doing, and then they end up turning around and going. And it's really sad, because really the only true testament to any successful acting career is just dedication and time. I got a really lucky start, but even then it took me years to really get off the ground and start landing consistent roles and start landing bigger roles. And every role just gets bigger and bigger. You're not going to start off in the lead in the movie. I mean, you see a lot of movies and they publicize it like, oh, this is this person's first movie. And it is their first big movie, but they've done a lot to get to that point. Rarely do you see someone actually go straight into the big leagues. And it does happen every now and then. But again, I've just, it's something I'm passionate about. I fell in love with it. I've been in LA for 10 years and just keep auditioning, keep working, keep looking for the next job. And, actually Walking Point is a perfect testament to how long it takes. I don't know if we talked about this last time, but Walking Point is something I got approached about like 6-7 years ago. I was just a teenager when I first got the script. I met Bobby Nevins, RJ Nevins. He's the director and writer of the film. He basically approached me through my animal charity, being a fan of that, which I can talk about later. But he basically said, I got the screenplay, I'd love for you to read it. And he didn't realize how young I was. And when I read it, I fell in love with the script. But I was like 15, 16 years old. There's not a role for me in a war movie. I couldn't play old enough. The main kid in the movie is too young. So I was like, oh, man, this really sucks. I'd love to be a part of this, but I just don't know how I can. And then thank God it takes movies a while to get off the ground, because, 6 years later, this thing gets off the ground, and I'm 23 years old, and I'm prime age to shoot this movie. And now all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I'm Private John Markle, who's the lead in the film, and it's crazy. It takes time. Movies don't really happen overnight, from the writing to the pre-production to the actual production to the post-production. It's a big process.
Yeah, like I said, for those of you listening who aren't familiar with my World War II based podcast, because obviously we have different listening audiences, go to WTSPWorldWar2.com or go to D-410.com. Click on the WTSP link. I had the distinct advantage of going out to the last couple of scenes for Walking Point, because I actually filmed it out here in Bokeelia, the last scene, and I was asked to literally interview half the cast of this short film. And so if you want to hear more detail about what Lou was talking about and some of the actors, my interview with Duke and his handler and Jeff Copsetta from the National Museum of the Pacific War, it's broken up into 3-part episodes. Those episodes are still consistently downloaded every single month. They are one of our most popular episodes. You can find out more information about the Walking Point movie and all that. But the reason Lou's on today is you just launched on your YouTube channel just 2 days ago, and you reached out to me, a little independent short film, or film short, I guess I should say, called Swing. Why don't you, obviously we can't give too much about that, but explain how that came to be.
Yeah, Swing, so long story short, again, I've been acting for 10 years. I've always had an interest in writing and directing, especially movie making, and it's not an easy process. And after 10 years, I was finally like, I really want to give it a shot. I want to do my own projects. I love acting in other people's work, but it'd be nice to do something that I wrote and something that I directed and something that I produced. And Instead of, thinking about how hard it is to make that happen, I finally just said, you know what, I'm just going to make it happen and see what it entails. And, swing's it's kind of a concept. I was hiking with my mom, and we were just coming up with crazy ideas, and it's just something we kind of came up with, and we liked, and we ran with it. And then my friend Ken Dickinson, who you can also see in the movie, he helped us write it, and I didn't know if I could make a movie well, though, and that was the crazy part. I literally have no experience behind the camera, and I literally just took on it all. I directed, I produced, I did the scoring, the editing, the special, there's not really special effects, but the Foley, the sound effects, and it actually turned out pretty good. I was pretty happy with my first project, and it's gotten a lot of really good feedback. The only negative feedback we actually get on it, if you watch it, is the beginning is a little confusing, but that's actually the intention of the movie, is to throw you off and reveal all the answers in the end.
Well, Bill's sitting in with us from the Unsupervised podcast because he's phoning for my brother, and he watched it as well. And I know he's an independent film fan, and he probably will have some questions for you. But real quick, speaking of the opening scene, is there a little Easter egg in there? Are you driving a car with an Ohio license plate on it?
I honestly don't know.
I think it is. I think it's the red, white, and blue Ohio license plate.
Oh,
It's
really?
definitely not the California plate.
You know what's funny is I have California plates on that car now, but back when I shot it, I very well could have still had Ohio plates on there. I honestly am not sure, and it's so blurry you can't really see it. I got to go back and look at it and see if I can freeze frame the footage and find out, because that's actually hysterical.
Well, that's one of the things I do when I watch movies. I look at license plates, because a lot of times in movies they don't say where it takes place.
Yeah.
And like where I was rewatching M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong's Signs tonight, the movie about the aliens who come to take over a planet that's 75% water, but they're afraid of water, so they leave. Figure that one out. But anyhow, they have Ohio license plates in that car as well.
That's really cool. Yeah, I got to go look at my own movie now. That's something I might have missed. Wow.
So Lou, Waterman here, brother. Hey, man. So did you shoot this when you first got to Los Angeles? When did you shoot this?
Nah, he's been in Los
short?
Angeles since he was 12.
How old is he? How old are you?
This we shot this
Just
about a
nice.
year ago. And what really was the biggest challenge with this movie was the post-production, which is why it took me so long to get it out. I did all the editing and all the sound effects and everything, and it just took me a while to figure out how to make a good, smooth, edited movie. I mean, it was actually a lot harder than I thought.
Yeah.
We shot it about a year ago, though.
Okay.
It took me, I'd say, about 8 months to actually really figure out it. I mean, that movie went through at least 4 or 5 complete different edits. I mean, there were times you could literally, I trashed the whole film and started from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just trying to figure it out and get it all going. And, it's funny, now that I know what I'm doing, I feel like I could just go edit anything.
Right.
And I want to tackle on, different things. I want to try better color correction. I want to try special effects. I want to try different camera effects. There's always different things you can learn from each project. And that was really the whole point of the movie. It was just supposed to be a learning process that actually just turned out better than I thought. So I thought, you know what, instead of just keeping this as a hidden project, I thought I'd release it, and it's gotten a lot of positive feedback.
Well, that's one of the whole things that I find, I lived in Los Angeles 20 plus years, and some of my friends were actors, and they said, 90% you only work as an actor maybe a couple of months out of the year, and then basically, the other 10 months, let's just say, the 9-10 months is downtime. So a lot of these people work on scripts, and they're out there trying to produce independent things and of that nature. Is that what you're kind of doing now? Is just working on your own writing and production and all that, coming up with different ideas during your downtime? Because, I mean, it's tough to find work, and like I say, people, they work for just a certain amount of months, and then the rest of it's all downtime.
Yeah, I used to have so much downtime, and this is completely off topic, but it'll answer your question. I actually went through two shoulder surgeries in the last year, and I never realized how much downtime I actually had.
Right.
Until you go through something like that, and then you're stuck at home and you can't do anything, and then you look at yourself and you're like, there are so many things I could be doing between acting jobs. I sit here and, you wait for an audition, or you wait for the next director or producer to call, and then you go do it when it happens, and then rinse and repeat. I mean, you could book a major motion picture television series, and the one thing about acting is there is no consistency really from acting, because you don't have a consistent job your whole life. The second that project's finished, you're jobless.
You're done. Yeah, and then
so hopefully it paid enough to carry you through for a while.
Exactly.
But that's that, and that's how it is.
And it's that downtime that leads people who don't have the ability to keep their nose clean to end up in trouble, because when you don't have anything to do and your financial side's taken care of, it's easy to go out and, find a drug that you like or
fall into that party
gamble,
scene.
whatever. And same with rock stars. I mean, it's not as bad nowadays, but that's why I think, especially in the 70s and the 60s, the reason the rock stars party so hard is because they didn't have computers. They didn't have shit to do on the tour bus when they're traveling from state to state other than to sit there and drink a half a bottle of Jack Daniel and lose some blow all night.
Yeah.
And so, luckily nowadays, they have with technology and all that, you can kind of utilize your downtime a little more productively. And once again with acting, but like I said before, Lou has always had a motor. At a very young age, you started a foundation. You're a huge animal fan. Give some detail on your Children Against Animal Abuse charity.
Yeah, it's called Kids Against Animal Cruelty. It's now a global organization made up of kids, teens, and young adults all around the world. It basically started when I came to LA. I used to volunteer at the Columbus Zoo, and I used to volunteer at the Ohio Wildlife Center. And when I came to LA, I didn't, I at that point was done with sports. I didn't have any friends. I didn't know what really to do in my free time. So I started volunteering at an animal shelter and quickly realized the record numbers of abandoned pets, especially in LA shelters. And, you think of the word shelter, you think it's a safe place for animals, but sadly enough, here there was a very high euthanasia rate. I mean, some animals wouldn't make it in a shelter longer than a week or two before getting euthanized. And it's like, how can you even have time to save the lives of these animals or find homes for them with that little time? Because the influx of animals was so high that the outflux was so low, they just didn't have space for them. So I started Kids Against Cruelty as a way to get people involved in a networking base. Being young, we know a lot about, millennials know a lot about social media and stuff like that, whereas a lot of the people volunteering in the shelters honestly didn't really know how to use Facebook, Instagram, Twitter to their advantage back then. And now, thank God, that's completely changed. It's gotten a lot better. It's still not perfect, but euthanasia rates are at an all-time low in the U.S. We're networking thousands of dogs in and out of shelters, which is amazing, and working with a lot more rescues that are shelter-based. And Kids Against Cruelty now is working globally with wildlife, especially with elephants in Africa. We're fostering a couple of elephants in Kenya through the Sheldrick Wildlife Trust. We work with snow leopards in Nepal. Trying to think, we sponsor quite a few big groups. One of my personal favorites is the Soy Dog Foundation, SOI, and what it is, it stops the dog meat trade in China. If you don't know what that is, I honestly don't think you should look it up.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm aware of it. It's definitely disgusting.
But yeah.
Well, one of the nice advantages, too, about social media is the push to get people to stop shopping for animals and to adopt. And I'm sure that also has a huge reduction in the issue with euthanasia among those dogs, because there is such a great push. And, for example, I do a lot of veterinarian clinics down here, and I have a lot of animals. And I also do a few pet stores, and I have noticed in the last 10 years the price of a beagle has gone from $500 up to $3,200 because those pet stores are now buying them from breeders, and they're paying breeder prices. And when you have a $3,200 beagle, the nice thing about that is you don't have to worry about young kids buying their girlfriend a puppy on a whim on Valentine's Day, and then that puppy ends up in the pound when they break up because the young kid can't afford a $3,200 dog anymore. And so that is definitely the other advantage to social media and the animal lovers getting that word out. Hey, adopt, don't shop. Yes, it affects the retail stores a little bit, but the ones who are going to stick around, they find a way to work with it, and they find reputable breeders, and they go that route.
Yeah, no, one really cool thing LA's done, and a couple other cities around the country done it too, is they passed a law where almost all pet stores can't get their animals from breeders anymore, or puppy mills really is the real problem, and they have to get them from the shelters, or rescues, which is awesome. And yeah, it helps shut down the puppy mills and keeps it within reputable breeders, and helps get the shelter animals out of the shelters. So it's like a win-win all the way around.
You've definitely been busy. As we said, Walking Point just premiered. You just launched Swing on YouTube, and you have a movie that's in pre-production right now. When are you going to start working on this Snow Moon Awakening, or are you keeping it on the download right now?
I'm sorry, what I didn't hear what that was. What was
Snow Moon Awakening in pre-production?
Which one is it?
Snow Moon Awakening?
Oh, yeah, Snow Moon. That
guy's so busy he doesn't know the projects he's involved with.
Yeah, it's wild.
That's been in pre-production for a little while now. That's a really cool book series, actually. You can find the books online that they're trying to turn into a feature series for film. And yeah, Johnny Depp's attached, one of the leads.
Damn.
Boo Boo Stewart, who's in the Twilight films and the X-Men films, he's attached. Sean Stone's attached. It's Oliver Stone's son, the big director. So there's quite a bit of big people on that one. Yeah, believe me, I cannot wait to get that one off the ground. It is, it's close. It's getting bigger and bigger and more traction every year, and hopefully within the next year or two, we'll actually go into full production on that, and that'll be coming really soon. So we'll see.
Right on. So Lou, check it out, man. I got a question now. Listen,
Hold on, Lou.
Yeah. Hold on, brother. You're spitting off some big names here, my man. Are you? Listen, that's cool. I dig it, man. I dig it, and I'm very stoked for you, bro. Now, what is some of the bigger parties you've been to? Have you been to any big Hollywood parties yet, man, to where you're hobnobbing with some of these people?
Rule number one of Hollywood parties: you don't kiss and tell, Dave.
Well, you don't kiss and tell, man, but people do talk about it a little bit, and you don't have to give us all the info.
Yeah, when they're desperate and trying to sell a book. Lou's still at the beginning of his career.
I'm sure he's been to some parties.
Parties of the year are actually always right around the Oscars.
Yeah.
And that's usually where, at least I've been to the biggest ones with lots of celebrities.
Oh, very cool, man. So you've had your chance to kind of, rub elbows with some of these people.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Very good, very good.
His name's Lou Wegner. I consider him a friend of mine. I'm probably not a friend of his because, well, I'm lonely. But he's a nice guy. He's a hell of an actor. Lou, if people want to find more information about you, your Instagram, your YouTube channel, your website, go ahead and give out your plugs.
Yeah, thank you for that. And definitely you are a friend of mine, and I appreciate you having me on. This actually means a lot. Instagram, just my name. It's Lou Wegner. YouTube, you can check out Swing. You just search Swing, you'll see it. It's literally in the title says a movie by Lou Wegner and Castle Bay Productions, which is my new production company I just started, and that's the YouTube page.
Congratulations.
We also have an Instagram page for Castle Bay that we just started, so that's coming. And for Facebook, if you want to check out Kids Against Animal Cruelty, just search Kids Against Animal Cruelty, and you'll actually probably see it pop up about 100 times because we have chapters all over the world. So if you see like a country or name or state after just Kids Against Animal Cruelty, that's the chapter in that state or country. So you can check out those if you're close to one of those, and we'd love to have anyone help out that wants to help out with that too.
One last question for you, Lou. Now, obviously, for Walking Point the movie, you had to appear appropriately. And one of the things you were kind of known for, if people were to Google your name, is your beautiful long blonde locks. How did your female fans take it when you started posting Instagram during pre-production and post-production of Walking Point and you had to cut off all your hair?
It's funny. A lot of women were happy and a lot of them were sad. I've been on a couple of shows. A really funny one is Home and Family on Hallmark, and literally the women were jealous because they thought I had better hair than they did. So they wanted me to cut it.
Yeah, before I put your photo up on the screen here.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
I had to go through 18 photos because every one of them still have you with your long blonde hair and when you're a little bit younger, and it wasn't representative to you and how you appear in the movie short Swing. And so we made sure to get the appropriate photo on there. But Lou, thank you for your time. Good luck with everything. And I will happily share this movie with all my friends. And thank you for doing what you do, friend.
Yeah, no, thank you guys so much. And if you do me a huge favor, if you watch the movie, please like and subscribe. That would help us a ton. And I really appreciate your time, and thank you for having me. And hopefully I'll see you at one of the film festivals for Walking Point. And you can actually get to see it.
Yeah, like I said, I was invited out to Houston, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to go because I was just out in Fredericksburg at the beginning of the summer with our shared friend Jeff Copsetta at the National Museum for the Pacific War. And so I did have a great time out there doing an episode of the What's the Scuttlebutt podcast. His name's Lou Wegner, and you can find him at all the places that he said, and I will post links to all of his information when this show goes up. Thank you so much, Lou.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much. You have a wonderful rest of your night.
Will do. Thank you.
See you, buddy.
Later.
All right,
He's
man.
a great guy.
Yeah. Handsome looking guy. I'm checking out his picture up here.
He's
he must
dreamy,
be
man.
slaying the women, man.
No,
good
he
looking
actually
dude.
has a not stepping on his game or nothing, but he's actually in a committed relationship. His
He is.
girlfriend was down here with him, and she is very sweet, and she's not above getting her hands dirty because on set, obviously, when you do a short film out in Texas, you have a huge crew, but then when you do 2 scenes in Bokeelia, Florida,
Right.
you're on a skeleton crew, and Josiah, who was his fellow actor in the movie, on those last 2 days, he wasn't even in the scenes, but he was doing production work. Lou's girlfriend was doing production work. I was actually ended up doing production work in the
Yeah, I
background.
remember you saying that.
And so that's the nice thing about that crew is it was so, it was
Very
like
kind of like family.
it was
man.
very family, and that's how we all got so close. And if you guys go into WTSPWorldWar2.com and download those episodes, you will hear how close we all actually were, and
That's cool.
it was
man.
a great time.
Damn right, that's cool. Yeah, no, I'm just checking out his picture right now. I'm like, damn, do you know what? This cat right here, man, got to be killing it,
Should
man.
have seen the picture with the blonde hair, though, honestly.
Oh, really? He's got the long.
Sex.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Damn,
He's-
D-Train.
Anyhow, it's episode
Man
75.
Dude, woo!
It's episode 75.
Yeah, bro.
Now, yes, I know it's not episode 100, but let's be honest. Episode 100 is 25 weeks away because
That's
we
a
only do
long time.
one
Yeah,
episode a week.
Yep, I'm here.
And Dave's my co-host, so we never know. So I wanted to, before
Very true.
till we move on with the
A
show,
lot going on.
I got a little surprise for you guys.
Oh,
shit.
boy.
Now, Bill,
Stripper.
I know you have a female
Yeah,
on your
where's
show.
the poll at?
I do. We do. And yes.
And I
Yeah,
know you guys
dude,
are
you do.
you guys are very hip with all things young and hip.
Yeah.
What can you
Yeah,
tell
you
me
are.
about White Claw?
Ooh, Chrissy
What is-
knows a lot about White Claw.
What can you tell me about White
Yeah,
Claw?
what the hell is that? I don't know nothing about it, bro.
It's like a seltzer, a hard seltzer.
Which seems to be a new thing. There's a Henry's Hard Seltzer. It's a 100-calorie drink. White Claw is 100-calorie. Now, the only reason I know about White Claw is, and this is my question, is it good, or do they have one hell of a marketing firm?
See, I don't drink, but I'm gonna guess it's the one hell of a marketing thing.
Because I see it all over Instagram.
I think it's the marketing.
Oh, I know. I've seen it. I've seen it now.
Now,
I know what you're talking
full
about.
disclosure, ladies and
Seen the
gentlemen,
can.
my plan tonight, we're going to have a blind taste test between White Claw and Henry's.
Let's knock it out.
But the shit's $15 a case, and I
What?
wasn't
Yeah.
about to produce a $30 bit.
Whoa.
But that doesn't mean we can't do a non-taste test and just
Aw,
drink White
dude.
Claw. So,
Oh, really?
Okay. There you go.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, bro. Come on, Bill.
I got ruby grapefruit. You're splattering your mic all over the place, fella.
Is it me?
Nah, it's me, man. It's because I get all pumped up.
Here, I'll give you a black cherry.
Black cherry. What the hell
Bill
is that?
doesn't drink. Do you want to take a
Nah,
swig?
I don't drink. I don't want to waste one on you. I don't.
Whoa,
you
whoa,
know?
whoa. Is this got alcohol in it? Does it? Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Rock and roll, man.
Now, word on the street is Natty Ice is making one of their own version.
I
so-
hope so,
Yeah,
bro.
honest to God, it's true. It's
Really?
gonna-
Natty Ice, man? You know, that's my favorite, bro.
I knew that. I knew that.
You know, we've talked about that before, my brother.
Yeah, I remember.
You know,
Now, to keep
that-
it
that's how
consistent, I want
rock.
to drink the same flavor as you. What? No, I'm sorry. I got raspberry. What do you got?
Black cherry.
Let me see if I can.
Black
I'll just drink
cherry.
raspberry.
We don't have like little shot cups where we can like.
No, that's all right. You don't have cooties. I'll drink.
Nah,
coffee.
man, I don't have the herp or nothing.
But
I took my medicine.
I've never had this,
I'm not in an outbreak.
and
anyway.
I've seen everybody talk about it, and I was just interested to know: is this truly a good beverage, or is it just a fantastic marketing firm? Because I see all
Now,
these
who-
Instagram influencers posting about it and all that.
Chrissy loves it,
No,
but she's a drunk. So
But there seems to be a
Yeah, she
new
parties
fad.
hard,
It's
don't
almost
she?
I
like
think so, man.
Yeah, she parties, man.
for
Sorry.
you old people, I almost feel like we're back in Bartles and James time. Because there was a time when
5%.
these Bartles and James and all that,
I
they
remember
blew
that.
up.
Yep.
And they're all over the place. And then they the Seagram's Golden Wine Coolers and all that. And it's almost like we've had a resurgence. And so
Here we go. Hold on.
It's the flavor of the month is really what it comes down to. It's going to disappear, and after summer, no one's going to give a shit about it.
All right.
5% alcohol, so it's going to take a lot of these for Dave to get drunk.
Yeah.
I have faith he could do it.
Now, they are 100,
Yeah, man.
it's only 100 calories, so there's less calories in this than there is in a soda. But I will say, go ahead, take it.
Well, I'm just taking, I got to
30?
check the aroma.
It's very,
I smell nothing.
it's very watered down.
I've burnt. Is it really?
Yeah, it's like,
Let me
it
see.
almost tastes
Oh,
like
let's find
a
out.
watered down Kool-Aid.
I believe what I heard is they're easy to drink.
Oh, that's garbage.
It's definitely chick brew.
That is garbage, man.
It's watered down.
It's so watered
It tastes
down.
like water with a splash of Kool-Aid in it.
Dude, try that. That's gnarly, bro.
You get,
Not cool. I mean, there's the only reason I drink it's because it's
I
basically.
was gonna say, here's the fun part, ladies and gentlemen. He'll still kill 1 or 2 cans.
Oh yeah, because it's
this is pure shit.
yeah. Well, it's just I mean, if I could add alcohol to water, I probably would. Because
I will say this black cherry is even more watered down. That does have more
yeah,
flavor in it.
dude, is that not bad right there?
The one you
Oh,
have
let me
now
see.
definitely has more flavor in
This
it.
is the raspberry flavor,
Yeah.
5%, not bad.
Get my water going here.
Yeah, dude, that's what you might as well. Just
Well, I mean,
throw some
now,
rubbing alcohol in
I
there.
wasn't aware that Bill wasn't a non-drinker.
Yeah.
Now, for those of you who tuned in last week, Bill
Yeah, that's more flavorful.
Bill came number
Still
2
gnarly.
in our game,
Yeah, dude.
So close,
You
man.
killed
So
it, man.
close.
and I made a
killed it.
promise to Bill.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
That's right.
We
I
looked
forgot
at it.
about
I was
that.
looking at it last weekend after you won. I was like, dude, check it out, man. Where's it at?
Now, I said these were pre-loved. Now, I got these when I was
They even washed off or
19.
nothing.
no.
That's part of the love that comes with it.
oh,
Yeah.
they're loved.
These have traveled
Oh,
from
they're loved
Ohio
all right, Bill.
to California,
Damn.
from California to like 15 places.
That's like my twin.
Silent
Look at that,
Yeah,
man,
oh, he's got, like,
Kevin.
real hair.
Listen, yeah, dude, it's
Yeah.
probably like part of his real hair. Probably
Now, the
clipped
fun
it.
part is Silent Bob does have I think he does have a push button on the back, but it doesn't work because he's Silent Bob.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
But
Yeah, it's a push button.
The battery on Jay's dead, so Jay doesn't talk, but you can replace
Hell
the battery.
yeah.
oh yeah.
Jay's the man.
But as promised, there are
Sweet.
my Silent Bob and Jay action figures that I bought in like early 2000, I think.
That sounds about right. That's when
Yeah.
everything was huge.
Right on.
Huge.
That's
Huge,
back when
huge.
he launched the
Sweet.
hidden
Are you pretty
stash.
pumped up for that new movie they're going to be doing?
I am honestly yes.
Have you seen any? I thought I saw a clip for it. Have you seen it?
Yeah, there's a
D-Train?
preview out there. It's pretty.
Yeah, there's a preview.
I've got to say, Jason Mewes looks more and more like a meth head every time I see
Oh, bro, he looks
and
gnarly.
he's clean now.
I
That's what's
know.
the worst part. He's actually cleaned up.
I know he actually cleaned up and he
him.
looks
You can go ahead and
worse.
kill the picture of Lou on the
Yeah,
screen.
oh, yeah.
Let me
Oh,
ask
you
you
don't
a
have
question
to.
since we're talking Kevin Smith.
Yes.
What was your opinion of Geely?
I don't think I've seen that one.
I
have
thought
not
it was
seen that.
completely underrated. I think it
What the
got
hell?
unnecessarily bashed. And don't worry about
All
that.
right, man.
I haven't seen it actually.
What is your favorite? What would you say? Favorite's a little harsh. What do you think is the most underrated Kevin Smith movie?
I'm gonna go probably Mallrats.
Really?
I enjoyed Mallrats a lot.
I enjoy it, but I don't think it's underrated.
See, I don't think it got the love it needed.
I think Chase
man.
Namey was his most underrated.
That was a good
Chase
movie.
Namey is a great movie,
That is a good movie.
It's got humor and it'll make you cry a little
and
bit.
it's got the love story.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry about it, Dave.
That's all good, man. You know I'm
know-
not computer literate.
Mick just texted me and said, "What's up, Waterman?" By the way, and D Train. But
Oh.
he did say Waterman first.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
all right. What's up, Mick?
We know
yeah,
they're
dude.
all metal buddies.
Yeah, man.
He's actually stayed up late, so I figured I'd tell him hi.
Hey, and speaking of which, Mick, man, you know, you hooked me up with that shirt, man, but I'm still having a hard time figuring out the name of the band on it.
Judica.
Is that what it is?
It's his old band. It was
Okay.
Judica.
a death metal.
Yeah,
Pure
yeah, I love that
death
shirt,
metal.
man. I love it. I wear it all the time, man. But I'm sitting there going, and I was looking at it the other day, going, man, bro, how in the hell? Because it's just got that Norwegian death metal, black
Yes.
metal script, you know.
So
That-
between a 1 and a 10,
oh, dude.
10 being the best.
I mean, I would drink
one, what would you give for those who haven't tried a White Claw in the flavor department?
it. They're a 4.
Yeah, 4. I think 4 is fair.
4. Fair. Just being fair.
This is definitely one of those drinks that was designed. The alcohol company's like, how can we push alcohol to people who don't like the taste of alcohol?
It's.
Yes.
This is like a beginner beer.
I'd much rather just drink alcohol.
It's geared towards college girls.
Yeah.
Is really what
Oh,
it is.
absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. College
Yeah.
girls who don't like the taste of alcohol.
Like, guess
Yeah.
what?
or housewives who can't handle wine because they think it's a little too.
They want something in a can,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, they want something that's not. It's the flavor of wine that tends to push women
Serving
away.
size, 1 can, my
I mean,
ass.
it looks pretty.
Yeah.
It's a pretty can.
I mean,
I
you
thought
can,
it was
you can take
something-
a hit off of it and you won't be breaking
No,
any
listen,
moral
listen,
compass
seriously.
of yours.
Gentlemen, I thought it was something from that.
I thought it was Starbucks. When you
That's
said
what
that.
I was going
Yeah.
to say.
The,
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is the Henry's is in a white can with a black label, so it looks very, very similar. So it's almost like they have the
shit.
same marketing campaign.
Nice.
You know what? If it's the end of the night and that's all that's left in the cooler, you know, I'll drink it. But am I going to go search for it? No.
You're not going to
No.
buy it, but if someone offers you one,
Absolutely,
take it.
absolutely, absolutely. Speaking of which, you got a cold cooler over there?
Yeah, I got a whole bunch of them.
can you stick this in there?
Sure. Now we all know Dave blew himself up about 8 years ago.
Yeah, dude, got caught on fire. It was
Yes.
gnarly.
Do you have any allergies? Are you allergic to anything?
not that I know of. I don't think so. What are you gonna do? Like shoot me up with something?
No,
Oh,
because
right
I'm the
on.
same way. I've never been allergic to anything a day in my life.
Okay.
I
Me neither.
The only last time I broke out, I had a dentist in La Habra, California, who scheduled me at 5:30 at night, but apparently she wanted to go home.
Oh, shit.
And so when she shot me up a Novocaine and started drilling, I wasn't numb. And so she shot me up like 3 times more. So 4 days later, I just broke out.
Oh yeah.
And-
Damn.
But that's the last time I've broken out with anything. Last Saturday, and Dave knows this, I've never experienced this in Ohio. I'm sure it happens, but I guess because our ACs run year round,
Yeah.
you have that problem where your condenser tray, the drain
Fills
pipe,
up.
it backs up, and you got to take the shot
You
back.
get the
you gotta
algae.
suck
Yeah,
it
you
out.
get algae and all that stuff in there.
So last Saturday I did that, and I left my shop vac open so it dries out.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Wednesday I had to do a maintenance job. Now on the maintenance jobs I go out to people's offices and I physically vacuum out the dust from the computers and all that stuff. And before the job I opened up the shop vac and I put a new filter in it. Did the job lasted an hour. Went to the next job, my hands were itching
Oh.
bad.
Yeah.
Itching bad. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
5 o'clock that night I'm running through CVS eating Benadryl before I even get to the checkout counter.
No way.
By the end of the night,
Uh-oh.
my whole pelvic region was broken out with hives.
Like a rash, just hives
You
and
can see I still have some on my foot.
Oh, bro.
See the red spots on
Oh
my hands?
man.
But they were worse. By Friday,
What?
Thursday morning, I went down to urgent care, got a shot of steroids in the ass.
Yeah.
The doctor looked at it, she's like, that's the most impressive case of hives I've ever seen.
Really?
And I said, well, the only thing I can... I was like, she's like, did you eat anything different? I said, no, the only thing I did different yesterday that I can even remotely think of is the whole shot back
The
thing.
whole shot vac. Yeah.
So they gave me a shot of steroids. Now, I don't know if anybody's ever had a shot of steroids.
Oh, yeah.
It's not the needle that hurts.
Mm-mm.
It's the fucking steroid. It
burns.
hurts so bad that they will not let you leave for 15 minutes after getting the shot in case you have a reaction to it. And I'm laying on the gurney and the nurse looks at me. She's like, how you feeling? I'm like you just hit me in the ass with a fastball.
Really?
It feels like someone pegged you in the ass with a 90-mile-an-hour
I never
baseball.
had that.
No.
I'm glad now.
Yeah. No.
Now, it cleared me up.
but it works.
It cleared me up except for my hands.
The palms.
Well,
yeah.
actually, the reason I went to the doctor is I woke up at 2 in the morning and my hands and my feet, the only way I can explain it, I felt like I was forced to work in a rock quarry the day before.
Yeah.
Moving rocks with my bare hands
right.
and
they're-
barefoot.
They're getting
Now it feels
all
like,
chingered up, man.
now
yeah.
they feel like, I feel like I have a sunburn on my hand.
I
right
still
now.
see it.
It hurts
I can
so
still
bad.
physically
My hands
see it.
still itch. All of it's cleared up on my pelvis. I have a few spots on my feet. But and I
That's
had one spot on
gnarly.
my head.
I'm sorry.
It all cleared back up. I have 2 steroid pills to take, but if it don't clear up, I might have to go back for another shot. I don't know
Yeah,
what the fuck was.
that's not
I will
cool,
say when I
man.
sucked it out, this big, long, white, slimy thing came out, and it was so much funk in there.
Oh,
that was out of the air handler?
That was out of the tube.
The pipe, the tube.
Oh, the tube.
pipe,
Okay.
the
Coming
drain
out of
tube.
okay.
There was so much funk in there. Like my hands are itching the shit out of me right now.
What
And,
business was this?
No, it was here, my house.
Oh, at your house.
But
Oh,
I
that's
had
right.
to use the shop vac to vacuum out the
Okay,
computers
yeah,
2
yeah.
days
Oh,
later.
okay.
I don't know if you noticed at the beginning of the show, my hands are shaking real bad.
Yeah,
I'm
I
all
wonder
hopped up
if
on
it's
Benadryl.
I wonder if it's a combo of something from what the job you did and
No,
the
because I
house,
called
then
them
it
and
mixed.
they said they had a bug guy come out and spray a few days before, but I'm not allergic to that because
I've never known
I
you.
ordered a commercial grade insecticide off Amazon. It's a 2-part solution. I spray around my yard with Hudson spray, and I don't wear any protection, and it doesn't affect me at all.
Yeah.
But so as far as I can tell, it had been something that was in my shop vac. But like
Not cool,
I'm on like
man.
8 Benadryl a day plus 2 steroid pills a day. And earlier today, I just started feeling like shit. But if my hands don't feel better in 2 more days, I'm going to have to go back and probably spend another $100.
Yeah, you're rubbing them on your shorts a lot, dude. You're tripping me out. I see it.
I'm working
I
on a
hate
video that I'll post up for the Patreon viewers. I decided that I don't want to discuss the entire world with my problems, but I figure if you like us enough to pay me money
Mine
a
are out
month,
there.
I will allow you to see. I have photos on I had red spots all up my
I
elbows.
see your arms are red, man.
Yeah.
Everything's a
It,
little
it,
bit.
it almost looked like ringworm. It was fucking
Oh,
gross.
I've had ringworm. It sucks.
And but I
Never had that either.
No,
I never had a
it
problem
sucks.
with my skin until that's the first time I've ever had anything like that. And for those of you who get hives, I am sorry.
Yeah.
That is the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Because not only does it itch, it burns. My hands feel like I have sunburn on them right now. It hurts so goddamn bad.
That sucks. Speaking of ringworm, real quick, I got it from I had some stray cats at the beach, and I was feeding them and stuff. And I had this one cat. I named it Murdoch from the A-Team, man,
Makes sense.
because it was crazy.
I
You
like
know?
Murdoch.
Yeah, I was like, Murdoch, what's up, man? Because the cat was just psycho, and I loved it. And it used to sit on my outdoor furniture at the beach, and I'd sit on it. Well, I ended up getting ringworm on my ass from it, man. Gnarly, sucked. I was pissed because I was like, what the hell? Well, I had the bright idea. You know, I'd been partying for a couple of days, surfing and stuff, and I had the bright idea. Somebody had told me, hey, man, take a rag, pour pure bleach on it,
No.
and then sit on the
No.
rag.
No.
Oh.
And that'll kill the ringworm.
Somebody didn't like you.
Right? So I was like, yeah, man, that makes sense. Yeah, bleach will kill it. Bleach kills everything. So what did I do? I poured the bleach on a rag, bro, and I sat on the rag. Next thing I know, my whole ass just literally burnt to it, turned into like a scab, man. It was so bad because I kind of like passed out on it, like sitting there, and I nodded off, dude, and I passed out on the rag, man. And,
Lesson learned, right? Never do that
big
again.
time lesson learned, man. Big time lesson learned. Big time. And I still got the stuff on my shoulder where we thought it was ringworm, but it's cancer, man. I got more cancer. I got cancer everywhere, dude.
Yeah, I'd rather have cancer than ringworm.
Dude, I know. Dude, tell me about it, man. I'm full of cancer right now, man. I don't know what to do. Oh, well.
Well, here's the crazy thing is, right before I broke out, I was getting ready to sign up for another 5K.
Oh, yeah, you ran this past
But then
weekend,
I
didn't you?
woke up at 2 in the morning, like, my feet are fucking killing me, my hands killing me. So then when I got in the shot, and by the end of the day, I was like, yeah, I'm feeling good. So I dropped the $35 on the 5K, and the next morning, that night, my hands started hurting, but now I'm invested.
God, that's gnarly,
That is-
man.
Yeah. There had to be something sitting in that shop vac.
Yeah.
Just-
And so now we have
you got
race
another one.
bib number 5.
How'd you do this past weekend?
Well, okay, the last one I did was on the 4th of July. I finished 3.2 miles in 27 minutes and 52 seconds, and that included the bridge,
yeah.
the Cape Coral Bridge. Prior to that, my best time was the Cape Cops Run, which included no bridge, which
Running
was
from the cops.
26 minutes. Now, if the hives weren't bad enough, the last 3 times I've ran around my neighborhood, when I get to mile 5, my knee blew out. So I've been having knee problems, and I've been suffering. If you guys listened to last week's episode of Fail to Fail podcast, you can hear how congested. Oh, sorry, not to jump back. By the way, I think the hives were in my lungs.
Oh,
Because
God.
way.
when I woke up the feet, I could barely breathe. I felt like I had a chest cold. And when I went, and you'll hear me when I'm talking on a video for those on Patreon, and I'll have the video up. I could. When I was
I'm a
going to the
little worried
doctor,
now.
when I was going to the doctor, I had a hard time breathing. But after she gave me that shot in the ass,
Did
4 hours
they-
later, I could breathe great.
You got your. You need to go get your blood drawn and have a look, man.
Well, that shop vac is from Harbor Freight and Tool, and I think it retails about $50, and it just
Yeah.
cost me like $180 to the doctor. So I think instead of cleaning it, I might just throw the whole fucking thing away.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I would.
I'd ditch it. I would ditch it, man. And not only that, man, just because if you're starting to have these reactions, bro, I mean, we're getting older, man.
Yeah.
I would go get your blood drawn and just have a little look-see just to see what they say, because you could have some sort of new allergy,
So
man.
not only and when the doctor saw that
I'm looking
I had
at
these
it.
4, they're real dark in my palm. She's like, that's super deep. So I almost know they're in my lungs. But anyhow, so I went and ran the
that's
5K. I didn't even train for it. I think within the last month I've only ran 3 miles in one session twice. But it was down in fucking Naples.
Ooh,
Start time was 7 a.m.
ooh,
Fuck that.
yeah, man. I hear that, man.
I got up at 5:45, rushed down there. I got there, almost missed registration. I got there at 6:56. Didn't have time to stretch. Didn't have time to run. I couldn't get my pre-race bagel because the asshole at Dunkin' Donuts, the lady in the line, was ordering 38 fucking dozen donuts
Oh,
in the morning. So
man.
I had to go to Wawa to get my black coffee. So I had no lunch in me. But anyhow, I ran the 5K. I bolted out quick. First mile I did 8 minutes and 30 seconds. Second
Yeah.
mile 8 minutes 60. But then I hit the fucking wall.
Did you?
I went
Yeah.
from an 8:60 to a 10-minute and 12. Now 10-minute 12 mile isn't bad, but considering I'm covered in hives,
Yeah, I was about
I
to say.
couldn't breathe the day
you're
before.
like sick,
I've
man.
been fighting off a bad knee pain and chest compressions. I did 28 minutes and 16 seconds.
All right.
I've effectively named it the Hive K.
Okay, good for you.
But the coolest part is, out of all my medals, this
Oh,
is
look
definitely
at
the coolest
oh.
medal.
Well, that is a bad. That looks
Let me
pretty
check this
badass.
one out.
That's the
Check this out,
Naples Rampage 5K.
That's pretty nice.
Feel that, man.
That's got some weight to
Yeah, that's
it.
solid, man.
Yeah, that's almost
I
like,
like that.
yeah, that's
You got it.
solid.
speaking of
bro.
Kevin
Yeah.
Smith, that's almost as heavy as Jay's sock full of quarters.
Ah,
Nah,
swinging that
that's
thing
solid,
around.
dude.
And so now we have another bib. We used to have all the
Look
bibs
at these
behind
medals,
Dave,
man.
but now we're putting them on the other board. And so
Rampage 5K.
that was my weekend.
Right on, man.
I'm still doing all these fucking hands. They're
That's
driving
more
Dude,
me
they
than
nuts.
I
look
ever
gnarly.
did.
I'm sorry, man. I think I would go get my blood taken, man. I mean,
Before Bill got here, I put on some more Cortisone 10.
man, you're just loading up on the
I'm
meds,
just-
dude.
I'm just torn
Benadryl,
apart.
cortisone, steroid shots, steroid meds.
Yeah.
Gnarly,
I'm
man.
torn apart. I'm just burnt up.
You're falling apart, bro.
I'm getting old, man.
Oh, tell
But
me
you know what?
about it.
But you know what? I told myself it would have been
Sucks.
easy for me just to back out of that.
You could have stopped. Yeah, you could have backed out.
I wanted to, I was like, that's all more excuse for me to do it.
Right.
And after I got done running, my hands were
Where'd you place that though?
10th in my age group.
Okay, 10th in your age. I was
Yeah.
just curious.
But because I hit the damn wall.
Mm-hmm.
I saw some of those old fucks run past me at the end, but
Oh, I would have been
I
pissed.
literally probably jogged a little over a quarter of the last mile.
No.
I literally hit the wall. I
ain't for
consumed
me,
too
man.
much water.
No,
I was getting
no.
too
No.
many pains. Well, I'll tell you, it's not for me either. But I tell people this: I don't run for the feeling you get when you run, because when you run, it fucking sucks.
Dude,
It's the feeling you get after you're done.
there's a high, yeah.
And well, not only a high, the sense of
I'm thinking
accomplishment.
of relief. It's like it's
Yeah,
over.
yeah, like I
But the
did
sense
it,
of
man.
accomplishment, like,
You know?
the most I've ever ran in one day was 14 miles. If you'd have told me 3 years ago I'd go out and run 14 miles. Yeah, that's my
Good
most.
God.
Because I was, before all this started happening, I was training for a half marathon.
That's like here almost all the way to the radio station.
No,
bro.
that's called from Edison Park, Edison Golf Club, through the neighborhood across the street, all the way down McGregor, through Centennial Park, up over to the Edison Bridge, down to Pondella, over the other bridge, and then all the way back. That's 14 miles.
I complain about driving 15 miles a day.
Yeah,
I don't
man.
want to.
Dude,
like,
who wants
I'm
to-
exhausted. I get to work. I'm like, oh
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm pissed off, man. I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, this sucks.
It's so hot. You know?
Bill Palmer from the Facebook Live feed wants to know if Dave got his ringworm from the mop bucket bath.
No, man, no. Actually, you know what? The mop bucket bath, man, because it is sanitized, that's a great bath, and I recommend a mop bucket bath to anybody that's in a dire need that needs to take a quick
Yes,
rinse.
if it's a brand new mop bucket, but I've worked in enough fast food restaurants, been
Well,
around
this
enough
wasn't a fast
nasty-ass
food.
buckets to know
this
that they
was at a-
stink, and
this
they got
was-
probably more mold in it than my shop vac does.
No, man, this was at a reputable.
Plus, probably bleach too.
Yeah,
You gotta
man.
think-
Ken W. Blank followed that
But
up
it's
saying
cool.
because Dave's always going after the free high.
What? What now?
Said Ken W. Blank followed up on the Facebook that Dave is always going after the free high.
The free high, huh?
No.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Speaking of hygiene and bath, I have a hypothesis, and I actually presented this to Stan a few years back, and he thought I was crazy.
What?
I just thought it'd be good.
Yeah, I want to hear this.
I went to a fast food restaurant the other day that I've been to in a while, and I ordered a cheeseburger, and the bun was stale. And I have
Damn, dude, you just analyze. Okay, go.
I have a hypothesis on why fast food quality has gotten so terrible. I'm going to go on a limb and say restaurant food quality has gotten so terrible over the last, let's say, 20 years. And I'm going to say it's because of the health department's mandate that they wear rubber gloves or plastic gloves when they make your food.
Like they can't feel the stale bun.
That's the first
Right.
and foremost. They
Okay.
can't feel the
That
stale
makes
bun.
sense.
One, you can't feel when you have something funky on your hand because you got a glove on, and so that funky thing ends up on the food.
Yeah, but
And how many times have you been in a restaurant dining room and you see that cat reach in his pocket, pull out his greasy ass cell phone with those gloves on,
oh yeah,
and then go back to making sandwiches?
yeah.
The gloves to me provide a false sense of sanitation.
Of sanitation. Yeah.
And I watch a whole lot of. There's a Phil Rosenthal has a show on Netflix called Somebody Feed Phil.
Mm-hmm.
He travels around the world to all these high-end, Michelin rating restaurants.
Nah.
You watch these Gordon Ramsay shows. How many of those chefs are wearing fucking rubber gloves?
None.
None.
How many of the line cooks are wearing rubber gloves?
None.
Exactly, because they have health standards and they care about their food.
Mm.
Obviously, fast food's a little different, but once again, you already have a people who don't care so much about the food. They're there for the minimum wage, and then they have rubber gloves on top of it. So, or they're not even, that's the other thing. They're not even rubber gloves. They're like one-size-fits-all plastic gloves that don't fit.
Yeah.
And you see them pulling over the meat drawers, getting the grease all over them, opening everything, touching the touch screen, and then they go back to making food. How is that any cleaner than doing it with your bare hand?
Yeah, right. How
If
is that
you
any
have
more
your bare
sanitized?
hands, you know when you got grease on your hand, you go and wash your hand. You know when
Yeah.
you got funk on your hand.
Yeah,
oh,
you go and wash
you
your
pick
hand.
up that bun, you throw it away. The manager says, "What are you doing?" Like, Philly's buns are all stale.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's a good point.
My
actually.
hypothesis is because they're wearing these soup. Maybe if they flip the money for the rubber gloves, which probably have that chalk on it, which they
Yeah.
don't want, they would be able to be more sensitive to it, much like a nice, well-fitting condom per se. I mean, it's the difference between putting a bread bag over your junk and a condom. You know, sensitivity is completely different.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
But when you can't feel the funk on your hands, how are you going
How
to
do
know
you
when you're
know
putting it on the food?
When you're and you're causing contamination
Cross-contamination.
cross contamination.
I remember when I worked at Wendy's. That is when they first started requiring. The health department started requiring ice scoops for the ice machines.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Because prior to that, they would just take the cup
yeah, yeah. All the time.
and dig and
all the time.
And then, like 60 Minutes did a national news story, and they found out that a majority of cross contamination came
come
from
from the
taking those
cups
cups
into
and
the
going
ice.
and that's when they started regulating the stainless steel ice scooper. And so, yes, it possibly.
So
I think if the management was diligent and they literally had to change their gloves after any time they touched a foreign surface different than the food they're preparing, then it would actually
It makes sense then.
it would actually protect
Yeah.
us. But the fact that I've seen so many people just touch every goddamn surface in their work area, including their pockets and their phones, because we've all seen the studies that your cell phone has more fecal matter on it than your toilet does. And so these guys, and they're all touch screens, so they're swiping on their gloves. And let me get your Big Mac ready.
Yeah, let me get your stuff. Yep.
But now, if you're going to McDonald's, you're pretty much accepting the fact that you're going to have a certain amount of fecal matter on your food anyway.
Oh
so.
yeah.
Well, that's any fast food restaurant. This is
Anywhere
coming
you go.
from Bill, who loves those shitty ass places.
Yeah,
Listen, I haven't had a hard shell taco. I gave them up. I've been.
When's the last time you been to Toxic Hell?
What?
Dude, it's been a good 3, 4, at least a month. I'm
Now,
saying.
you and I live in the same neighborhood. We are neighbors.
Pretty much.
Yeah, you guys are.
Go down Bayshore and go to fucking Super Taco.
Yeah, dude.
I just want to go there so I could say I was at Super Taco.
Go to Super Taco.
That
Right
sounds
on.
good.
It is good.
Have you ever had a fish taco?
I don't like fish.
What?
Yeah. Listen, I'm the most boring man alive. With food.
Man, dude.
Do you like a chimichanga?
I don't know.
You know what a chimichanga is?
Dude, do you like quesadillas?
You
Any
know-
kind of?
I
Seriously.
like quesadillas.
All
You
right.
don't know what a chimichanga is?
Like, I couldn't describe one to you right now.
A chimichanga is a
That's
deep
too-
fried burrito.
Okay. Sounds
you
like
like
a fun
burritos-
time.
Yeah, they're good,
Yeah.
man.
But anyhow, go down to Super Taco, get you a soft taco, or get you a chimichanga, what have you, and it'll change your life.
I'll put it on my list.
Or
Yeah.
and I'm not even a fan. This isn't a plug for Super Taco. If you're on Santa Barbara, go to Pancho Taco.
Yeah,
Go over
sure.
there.
Pancho Taco is a very good place.
You can get 6 soft
think I've actually
tacos
been
for
there.
$7.99.
Yeah.
Okay.
The guy's from Long Beach, California. He knows how to make a taco.
Yep.
My point is, you got to stop eating these American Southwestern hack job excuses for tacos.
I've been making tacos at home.
There you
Damn
go.
Yeah,
right.
that's the way to do it.
Damn right.
Although we did buy the Taco Bell seasoning kit.
Oh
So,
yeah, that's not bad. That's not a bad kit, man.
Yeah.
I've used it.
Yeah.
Here's what you do: go to Publix, get you a rotisserie chicken, chop that son of a bitch up, get yourself some tortillas,
I actually think we did that recently.
toss a
too.
tortilla in a skillet, throw
butter
some
it up.
shredded cheese
Yep.
on there, put
Y'all
that
making me
chicken
hungry now.
from rotisserie chicken. It's the best homemade quesadilla you can have. Put a little verde sauce on it, and some sour cream.
Damn,
You're good
son.
to go like G.I. Joe, man.
I'm gonna put it on my list. I will do that.
Yeah, you
Do it.
gotta
I
try. it,
promise.
Let
man.
me know. Let me
You
know
gotta
how
try
you
it.
feel.
Hey, speaking real quick about this fast food thing, man, what's up with and you guys? I don't know if you guys have tried it yet. I haven't. But what's up with this new Popeyes chicken sandwich craze, bro? Where people are like losing their
I don't
minds.
know.
Have you heard about this?
I've seen it. I don't know anything about
They
it.
are. They're literally. There's a shortage now because I guess they just now put it on their menu.
Well, I
yeah.
haven't heard anything about it until today. The only photo I seen is where someone got one that was served raw and he quartered it, and you can see how pink it is. And it's very
Really?
tender.
Interesting.
Really?
Yeah, so-
Well, apparently, I guess it's this new. They just added it to their menu, and I'm thinking, man, Popeyes should have had
chicken.
a chicken sandwich
Yeah.
for a long time.
Yeah.
But apparently they haven't, and now
Well, they
that
had their
they've.
po' boy sandwiches, which is
Yeah.
their spicy chicken tenders on a
It's
bun.
a chicken. Yeah.
Well, you've seen it, man. People are losing their freaking minds over this thing, man. They're like
know.
going out of control.
I've
and they're
seen
like,
videos of people in line at the drive-thru just
Yeah.
waiting. I'm like, what? I don't get it.
Yeah.
Are these neighborhoods that don't have a Chick-fil-A by any chance?
Well, that's the thing.
Some across the street.
Yeah, that's the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Some of the videos I've seen.
Yeah, well, one of the gigs is that people are like, bro, Chick-fil-A has nothing on this new Popeyes chicken sandwich. It is that good. It is like, and there was a person, I read a story, this guy in Los Angeles, they just got Chick-fil-A out in Southern California quite a few years back, but the guy says, oh, when Chick-fil-A comes in, when they moved into town and set up shop, he was like, oh, I can't wait because all I've heard is they've had the best chicken sandwich. Well, this guy went around, went to 10 different restaurants, got 10 different chicken sandwiches from all these fast food places, and he even was like, look, man, nothing compares to this Popeyes chicken sandwich.
I don't get it.
The only problem with doing a blind taste test like that is obviously the last restaurant you go to, the sandwich is still going to be hot, or the first one's going to be dead cold.
Yeah.
And so it's really hard to get an accurate, because that was one of the things when you and I do our video. I was trying to think, we're just going to have to do it like Anthony Bourdain style. Go to each restaurant, order one food item so we don't get full, so we can go to the next place.
to the next place.
But
Everything I order is going to be plain and boring.
Oh, come on, man.
No fish.
Dude.
you got to live a little, man.
Bro,
Life's too short to live in a hole, busting to your funkiest stroll, to quote the
bro.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Just gnaw on it, man.
Chris
Go
is
for it.
watching on the YouTube, and she says,
Oh, yeah?
She
So-
ain't got no White Claw?
she said soft. Oh, yeah, she was accusing me of being the one drinking the
Yeah,
tall
yeah,
boy
let
there.
her know. Hey,
It's not
Chrissy,
mine.
check it out,
Chrissy,
man.
it sucks.
Yeah, I don't know what you're thinking, Chrissy. I don't know how many of these it takes to get to the, to the top,
Cinnamon
man,
Tootsie have a
but
Tootsie Pop?
not cool, man.
She's a fan. She says PDQ. Have you ever had PDQ?
Yes.
Yeah, PDQ
Pretty damn
is
quick.
good.
Is that what it's? I don't know. Is that what
Yeah,
it means?
pretty damn quick.
Yeah, pretty damn
well,
quick.
pretty darn quick because
Wow.
it's,
Yeah.
it's a restaurant.
Yeah, they're not bad.
Okay.
They're not. That's a good chicken joint. You've
I
ever been
think
there?
I think I have. I think
Yeah,
so.
they're not
I work
bad.
over in Fort Myers, so I get bored.
Yeah, no, they're
Yeah.
they're pretty good.
Right there on
PDQ is
41.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all chicken though. It's like Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
all chicken.
All chicken. Yep.
And Zaxby's is pretty good too in the chicken.
I'm so
world.
paranoid about chicken. Like that, you told the story about the guy cutting the sandwich and it was raw.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I'm not allowed to cook chicken at home.
Why?
Because I overcook it. I will cook the
You
hell
get
out of
freaked
that.
out.
You probably
huh?
destroy
Oh,
a
yeah.
pork chop too, don't you?
I'm not allowed to cook those either.
Really?
I'm allowed to cook steak and hamburgers.
The two things you can
Yeah,
cook raw
right
and not kill
on.
anybody.
Right.
Right.
Otherwise, my wife won't. She's like, you're not doing it.
Why don't you just get a thermometer?
Yeah,
we
get
have
your meat
one.
thermometer.
We
man.
have
You-
one.
you
I don't
just-
use it.
you
I don't
just don't
trust
trust it?
I don't trust it.
It says pork. That thing's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
Chinese are trying to kill us.
And every
It
time I
says
put it in,
270. It's not right.
I'm like, is it supposed to be 165? Is it
Yeah.
145?
Well, a lot of times they
I
say
can't
pork
remember.
right on it. A lot of
Oh.
times they'll say
Yeah,
pork
they
and
do.
chicken
They
right
say
on it.
steak, pork, chicken, fish. All
No,
that
I
stuff.
got like the Family Dollar special.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
a temperature thing. It might even be a oral thermometer for sickness. I don't fucking know.
Right.
Rectal thermometer.
Hell yeah,
It's
dude.
got a rectal thermometer for the
Yeah,
kids.
rectal thermometer. Stick it.
Rectal thermometer in my hamburger.
Stick it in the
Seems
ass
okay.
of the chicken.
I want to go a little off topic here.
Okay.
This is
Oh.
something I was going to bring up a while back. I'm a tall guy, and it's a short man's world we're just living
Oh
in.
Jesus.
Is this about the big donger thing?
No.
That's what I was just
We've already
about
ran
to
that
say.
into the ground.
I was about to say, man, because dude, you know, he was so proud of that.
Yeah, it's
Hey,
he ran
if
with
somebody
that.
goes on their podcast
He
and-
ran with
and
that for
speculates
weeks,
that
bro.
you may have a
You-
huge Johnson, you
You
roll
guys
with it.
blew his damn ego
I was all Mick.
up.
That was all Mick. I wasn't.
Hey, if Mick
you
wants
know-
to think
Damn,
of me,
Mick.
if Mick wants to think of me that way, that's fine, especially when he's blow drying his balls with his wife's blow dryer.
Oh.
But if you guys want to find out about the ball dryer 2000, you got to listen to the unsupervised podcast. I'm not going to give away all their
Hell
content.
yeah.
Oh, we talk about that a lot.
Love it.
Is there a social dictation of what items in your dresser drawer goes in which drawer in your chest? The vertical chest, top down. What do you put in your your top drawer?
Top's gonna be socks, underwear.
Yeah. I don't have any furniture, man.
I
So
thought you were gonna say you don't have any underwear. I'm like,
Well, see, I
don't
almost gave it
wanna-
away because it's the sock drawer. I fell into our society's social mandates of our drawers for the longest time. But last year I said no more.
everything's organized, yeah.
No more. I'm going to put my socks in whatever goddamn drawer I want to.
Yeah,
You're a
why,
rebel.
dude?
I put it in the second drawer down.
just because you're like screw the
So
man.
what? Your underwear's on the top drawer now?
Yes.
Okay.
I put them
Why?
all together.
Yeah, I've done that. Yeah, you have the socks
I
on.
got like 3 pair of underwear.
Yeah,
so,
dude, I ain't got a whole
Well,
lot
if you
either.
watch my YouTube channel, you know I have a problem with quitter socks. So anytime I have a quitter sock, I go out and
think
buy
I'm
another
wearing a
pack
pair.
of socks. And
Yeah.
so I have a whole bunch of socks.
Yeah, you do.
But since we don't I don't ball up my socks because you break the elastic in them. And that's
Oh,
what turns them
okay.
into quitter socks.
Shit, and
That's
me.
why you stack them. But
Dude.
because I'm so tall,
I think mine are quitter socks.
I
Yeah,
put my
dude,
socks
I
in
got
the second
quitters on
drawer.
now, son.
So when I pull them out, I can see them.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
You put it in the top drawer, especially if you're a short fuck like you two. You guys got to stand on your tippy
I'm like
toes
6'3", I don't
and
know.
you're digging
Yeah,
them
I know
out
what
and all
you're
that.
talking about.
Put them in. Try it, dude. Put them in the second drawer. And make sure you have a whole bunch of because underwear you just grab one pair. You're not looking for. Ironically, you're not looking for a pair of underwear. You're looking for one underwear and then a pair of socks. And we're all guys here. We're not chicks. We can't get away with wearing one purple sock and one green polka dotted sock. We got to have
True.
matching
That's
socks.
a good point.
And so when it's early in the morning and it's dark and you're trying not to wake up the significant other with the bright overhead lights and you're sitting there using your cell phone like you're fucking peeping Tom looking through your sock drawer,
That's true.
it's easier. Second drawer. That you can look. It's kind of like the difference between, and I'm not there yet because I'm not rich, but you know how like the rich people, they have the refrigerator, the freezer on the bottom?
Yes.
You know why that makes sense? Because you get into your refrigerator more than you do your freezer. So why are you bending
Yeah.
over 3 times a day to look in the bottom of your refrigerator when you can have it on top? Because you only get in your freezer once a week, maybe
true.
once a day.
Yeah, maybe once a day.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm
That's
so
something out
tall.
for dinner.
If you want to hide food from me, put it in the back of the top drawer or in the middle of the bottom drawer.
You're
I'll
not- yeah,
never see it.
you're never- you're not
I'm
gonna
a
go
middle
for it.
drawer eater because that's all I see. I can come to your house and I can tell you everything you have on top of your refrigerator, but I can't tell you what's on the top shelf or the bottom shelf.
My goal with socks every week is to do my laundry last so they stay in the dryer. My clothes.
Dude, bro, right
I
on.
swear
Hey,
to
come
God.
on.
I'm like, if I do my clothes last, wash them for the week.
Yeah.
I can keep my clothes in the dryer for the week and
Right.
just tumble on when
Just
I
keep
need
But
it.
fluffing
I
them when
see
you're
you
ready,
in your
man. I hear
workwear
you.
and you're a button-up shirt guy. How do you prevent the wrinkles?
Fluff it.
Yeah, you just
Throw
fluff
that bitch
them,
in there
man.
for
Yeah,
10
you just
minutes.
fluff it up, dude.
Every day?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And then you get that electric bill at the end of the month. Like, why am I?
Well-
the damn kids are leaving the TV on. No, it's because you're running your dryer 7 times a week.
Am I killing the planet a little bit? Yes,
fuck
maybe,
the
but
planet. I'll be long gone before the planet dies. I'm
Yeah.
talking about
The
your
paycheck.
financial security
Yeah.
every week
yeah,
or every month.
It's 10 minutes, you know.
But
just
I agree with
really-
you, man. I do the same thing. I leave my stuff in the dryer a lot, man. I'll just like fluff it for a second, and then pull something out, and then take off, and then.
And you and I share the same electrical company. They're not the most fair people in the world.
No.
And so all you're doing is racking up. Now, how old is your dryer?
It's pretty old.
Oh, see, that's even worse.
Yeah.
See, mine just took a shit on us a while back, so I just got these new Samsungs.
Oh.
And they only...
Damn, son. Stepping up.
The heat only runs, like, the damn thing, it's a non-agitator washer, so when you put it in there, it actually spins, like, halfway to balance your load before it runs.
Oh, no shit.
And it only puts in hot water when it needs it. And so it's more... your bill goes down, and same with the dryer. Once it's done, it'll stop. And then once, like, every 5 minutes, it'll turn 2 revolutions.
Really?
To keep the wrinkles out. And it'll do that for up to 10 minutes, and then it'll stop.
That's some high-tech stuff right there.
Yeah.
It's fantastic, but once again, it lowers your electrical bill.
All right, well.
All right, so when mine goes out, I'll have to look into that.
yeah, right. I'll look into that.
But I get mad. Like this week, I did my laundry today, but
Yeah.
then my wife just did hers. So I'm like,
Yeah.
screw it. I got to put my clothes away. I was a little bit bitter about that.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
that
people on
sucks.
YouTube, like, we're watching 3 adult men talking about doing fucking laundry and what drawer their socks are in.
Oh, dude,
Because we don't
I'll have
care here
furniture.
at
My
the
stuff.
Waterman.
And White Claw. So
White Claw.
Yeah. Oh God, let's take a sip of
Hey.
this nasty. Thank you, Chrissy. Appreciate
Now,
the.
Now, last week, I'm not throwing Dave under the bus. We all know 10 minutes into the show, he was on beer number 2. We are 104 minutes into this podcast, and he hasn't even crushed one White Claw. So that goes to show you how horrible the shit tastes.
Yeah, that is
If he
just
can kill 2
bad.
Natty Ices in 5 minutes,
In fact, hook a brother up.
Wait till the Natty Ice comes out with their version, because that's coming. It's supposed
Are
to be
you
a cheaper.
serious?
Yeah, I swear,
Thank
it's a
you.
cheaper version of
Nice.
the White
That
Claw.
cooled down.
So
God, that's just
I
god
paid
awful.
$14 for a case of watered-down alcohol.
and you're gonna drink a half a can each.
No, I'm almost done, but
Oh.
I mean, it's still just every time I take a rip, dude, it's just nasty.
It's not the best.
It's watered-down Kool-Aid.
It's
It really
watered.
is.
It's watered down. It is literally. It's watered. I mean, I can't believe you're not gonna take it.
No, I'm good.
Are you ready, Bill, to do the news?
Oh yeah.
Let's knock something
let's
out,
see what
man.
I got.
Hey, it's episode
Yeah,
75.
we're running a little long.
Happy
Real quick.
episode 75, by the way.
Episode
Thank you, man.
75, and every episode of the Waterman and D Train Show, plus every podcast on the Digital 410 Network, is brought to you by our friends at Act Computers. Act Computers has been servicing all of Southwest Florida since 2004. They specialize in veterinary clinics, medical clinics, clinics of all sizes, really, businesses of all sizes, network expansion, Wi-Fi footprint expansions, technology needs of everything. You need it, they will provide it for you. There's Bill and Dave are there puking through our
Sorry.
one sponsor.
Sorry,
our one
man.
sponsor.
Sorry,
They're
Act
stepping all
Computers.
over it. Act Computers is the only one who pays anything on this show, and you're stepping all over them. But anyhow, if you
Sorry,
need
bro.
Act Computers to come out to your home, out to your business, what have you, to do work on your computers, give them a call at 239-283-1120 or go to act-capecoral.com. Now, I know you're saying, D-Train, I live in Grass Lake, Wisconsin, where we don't even have White Claw because we're still drinking Milwaukee's Best. How can they help us? Easily. Give them a call at 239-283-1120, and if you have internet connection, they will log in your computer via their website and help you out remotely. That's at computers.com. And I bet, Bill, you watch this every week. You probably think I have that written down. No, that's from
All
the
in
top
the
of my
memory,
head.
all in the memory.
That's from love.
Hell yeah.
And while you're on the internet, just go over to d-410.com and click on the Patreon link. It's the one link that's not balanced on all the links because Patreon cannot provide me with a balanced link. And sign up for one of our tiers. We got the $1 Baller plan. We got the OG5 plan, which is ironically $3.50 a month. And we have the Long Arm Deep Pocket plan, which is $7.50 a month. Month 2, I will reach out to you and get you a free shirt. And there's one gentleman who's a Patreon I've reached out to twice, and he hasn't gotten back to me about his free shirt. You know who you are. Get your free shirt. Hit us up. And last but not least, that's because we're rolling in the sleeves. When I did my 5K this weekend, and every time I work out, I wear my sleeves headband. If you're looking for active wear, you're looking for football gear, looking for yoga pants for the hot wife ears, go to sleeves.com, enter the promo code D41040, and you do that. It won't cost you an extra, but they will send us some money, and so that helps the show. And last but not least, you know the deal. When you're at d-410.com, click on the Amazon link, do all your shopping through Amazon, and they will also send us a... And that'll also help the show. And so anyhow, that's all the plugs out of the way. We're rushing through this because we're now 107 minutes in, and Bill is going to step in for Gordon. Broadcasting locally from the At Computers news desk in Cape Coral, Florida. Here he is, Bill. Bill?
Thanks,
up, Bill?
D-Train. First, I want to apologize. I tried the White Claw. It was
I
my
saw that.
problem.
Yeah, did you see
and
that?
Peer pressure and no.
Well, you know,
No.
It's bad,
to be
isn't it?
we got to keep peer pressure going because that is what the DARE program is based off of.
That's true. It
If
keeps
we
that
didn't
alive.
have if we didn't have peer pressure, we wouldn't have the DARE program. And if we didn't have the DARE program, we wouldn't have affordably available shirts in every Salvation Army throughout the nation for the homeless people to buy.
That's a good point. It's a good point. We got a few news stories this week. Locally, police are pausing marijuana arrests because of a new Florida hemp law.
You heard this, Dave?
Huh?
Have you heard this?
No, dude.
Check this out.
Fill
This is
me in,
Florida's
fill me
politicians
in,
at the
man.
finest.
Yep, police across Southwest Florida are pressing pause on illegal marijuana arrests until they can get new field tests. The standard to be if the police saw, if they smelled, they can't tell if it's pot or if it's hemp.
Long story
Yeah.
short, the fine
a long
politicians of the
story.
state of Florida, they have passed a law to decriminalize hemp, so the
Uh-huh.
farmers can start growing hemp. But the
Right.
and the hemp can be transported via semi trucks through the state of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the problem is that yes, the THC content in hemp is so low that it doesn't have any cerebral effects on you.
Yeah.
But the content is high enough that it triggers the police's marijuana field testing equipment.
yeah.
So they have no way to legally determine from a low quality
Whether-
marijuana to a high quality hemp. And since that's the case being, they don't want to risk lawsuits for arresting people for possession of hemp.
Right.
And let's be honest, the fact that now we have medical marijuana here in the state of Florida and
man,
most of
I
the
mean-
other states are legalizing it, they're like, it's not worth the risk. It's not worth the lawsuits.
Yeah.
All the time and effort they got to put in, just let it go
Oh,
for a
there's
little
a-
while. You know?
yeah, exactly. They need to totally lax
You know,
up, man.
as long as you're not burning it down in your car while driving down 41, you'll be all right.
Yeah, you're good, man.
You think of all the billions and billions of dollars these states
wasted.
are making
Tons.
on just legal weed.
Yeah.
Well, what they had to do, they
it's-
had to look at California, they had to look at Denver,
Colorado. Yep.
Colorado.
and all those places, and they had to say, okay, are they making more tax revenue than they did off of revenue from arrests, lawyer fees, and
Hell
pound lot
yeah.
fees and all that? And once they finally realized that there's more money to be made off the tax than there was
Yep.
because let's be honest, they made a shit ton of money on bail,
Yep.
and
Oh,
pound
yeah,
fees,
man.
lawyer fees, court costs. That was a money making machine having it illegal, and so
Yes.
once it was determined that across the board the taxation of it was more financially viable than the legalization of it. Now it's basically
But
you just got to let your constituents, the old ones who were anti-marijuana, die out. Let the younger ones in there.
yeah, because I find it to be harmless, man, and it just jams the system up with unwanted cases, man. That's just like absurd. You know, I mean, come on, you're getting busted for a joint, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the old comedian used to say.
a half quarter, man, whatever. It's just like, come on, man.
I can't remember what comedian it was, but he had this joke said, "How many times do you turn on the news each month and hear a family of four is killed by a drunk driver? How many
lot.
times a month do you hear the family of four killed by the guy driving high? None, because he's doing 5 mile an hour in a 65.
Yeah, and he's eating Cheetos, man.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
I mean, the dude's, you know.
Now, this is a sad story, but
Oh, damn.
it's bad luck.
Been
Young
there.
couple dies in a collision, leaving
Oh,
their wedding ceremony.
I saw something about this.
Moments after they got married, they left and they were killed in an accident.
That's so gnarly.
That's terrible. There was I saw, remember months ago, a couple. I think they were zip lining or something, and
Yeah.
they collided into each other on their honeymoon and died.
Yeah.
That's some
What? They
bad-
collided into each other?
Yes,
That's burly,
He
man.
stopped and she came in too fast or something, and then this couple don't get married.
Yeah.
think that's what it
Watch
comes
out.
down to.
Yeah, there's a bad juju over that, man.
I mean, I love my wife. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
don't get married.
But
Yeah, right. Oh,
there's just sometimes there's these stories that just make you wonder if
Does it say? Or,
no matter what you do, if that's just Mother's Nature's way of thinning out the herd, man.
Yeah. Does it
Final
say?
destination shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the deal with them? Were they obviously taken off out of the wedding, going to their honeymoon destination or something?
Yeah, they were
They
just heading-
left they did their little ceremony
Yeah.
and then they left and got in an accident. And they were 19 and 20,
Oh,
young,
Damn.
both 20 and under. That's
Wow.
just I don't know.
That
That's crazy to me.
sucks.
You know,
That's
you
sad.
know, the groom had to one buddy say, "I told you, man, don't do it.
Yeah,
I told you
yeah.
nothing good come from it. You're
Yep.
too young. I told you wait till you're 35.
It's
It was in
all-
Texas too, I believe.
Yep, that's going to end your life right there, son. Yeah, well,
don't do it.
literally
I tried to
did.
tell him.
Don't get married.
That sucks, man. Poor people.
And then lightning strikes a tour championship, causing 6 injuries.
Oh,
6 people were injured Saturday when lightning struck a 60-foot pine at the tour championship, where they had been taking cover from the rain. Not really a good area to take cover because
No.
they got hit by lightning.
yeah, man. You
Well,
don't.
the irony is you got a bunch of people out on a golf course carrying metal rods in their hands.
Yeah.
Hiding under a tree.
And then they get hit from hiding underneath the tree. You're better off standing out in the open field with the
Just lay
rod in your
flat.
hand.
That's bad.
You're golf people. Have you never seen Caddyshack?
That's a good point.
Yeah,
Do you not
exactly,
remember
right?
how the preacher
Exactly.
died?
Yeah.
That-
Yeah, I don't remember that.
If I was you, I'd play through.
Yeah, the preacher, man. You know what? It's interesting you say that because earlier in the week in Poland, actually, they had a freak thunderstorm, and it actually struck a cross. I don't know if you guys heard about this. There was a cross on the top of a mountain. Lightning bolt struck the cross,
God.
right? The cross was connected to a metal hand railing going up the mountain, killed 5 people, and then like 25 others injured or something. But that was a big catastrophe earlier this week in Poland from a thunderstorm, man.
We've been going
God.
long. My hands are itching and they're
Yeah,
burning.
yeah, you need some
Bill's going to
medicine.
turn into a pumpkin, and
D
Dave's
Train
getting
needs
drunk
some-
off a White Claw.
Yeah,
Stuff,
dude.
lotion for his hands.
Dude, I'll hook you up, man. Don't worry, we'll fix you.
So we're going to wrap this episode up. I want to thank Lou Wegner for joining us live from Los Angeles, California to promote his new independent short film on YouTube called Swing. I want to thank Bill for joining us in
Hell
this
yeah.
episode.
Thank you, gentlemen,
Truth
for
be
having
told,
me.
he
Lighten
only
it up.
came down to get his action figures, but hey, he did do a little work. He did read some news, and he provided more content than Dave usually does on a good day.
Aww. Yeah, Dave taking some abuse now.
But more importantly, I
Yeah.
want to thank Dave for showing up.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't quit, man.
That's right. I was convinced. I was like, shit, Dave
A
ain't
lot
coming.
of people were, dude. I love it.
Life is short, life is harder. Hopefully in the last 114 minutes, probably 108 after I edit off the beginning of this, before we went live, that you guys found something positive, motivational, something that will encourage you to do something positive in your life, make you chase your dreams. Because life is short, life is hard. One day you may wake up dead. Bill,
Yes, sir.
any closing thoughts?
Thank you guys for
Yeah.
having me on. This is my first official sit-in with the podcast, so I
Right
love
on.
it. Awesome times. If you guys can check out the Unsupervised podcast,
Yeah.
check us out. We do silly, goofy shit.
Yeah, you do, man. I love your show, man. I love your show. Otherwise, other than that, man, hell, I'm here, man. I'll be here, next week I'll be in Las Vegas. So, well, wait, no, I won't. Will I be here next week? Yeah, I will. Wait, yeah, I'll be here, and then I'm going
I
back.
don't know your itinerary.
I don't know what my itinerary is either, man. I just,
but
I
anyhow,
just go with it. But
after I wrap
anyways.
up the show, I usually don't say anything else. My microphone's muted, so you do your thing.
Yeah,
and we'll
yeah,
end the show.
yeah. All right, man. Hey, thanks for tuning in, man. We'll see you next week. All right, woo.